Hey everyone, welcome to the Ultimate Showdown. Today we're diving into a fiery topic that's got the MAGA world in a tizzy. We're about to unpack the great H-1B visa debate and the rising influence of Indian Americans in the United States. Let's start with the drama that's unfolding in the MAGA camp. President-elect Trump has just thrown a curveball, folks. Despite his previous tough stance on immigration, he's now saying, "I have always been in favor of these visas. That's why we have them." Talk about a plot twist. In a stunning betrayal that could only happen in the twisted world of MAGA politics, Vivek Ramaswamy has transformed from a Harvard rapper who once idolized Eminem to a provocateur who now lambasts American culture as fundamentally broken. The same man who once performed Lose Yourself at open mic nights is now telling MAGA supporters they're lazy, unambitious, and too obsessed with sitcoms like Friends.
Opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's joking how everybody's joking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, plow, snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity, oh, there goes gravity. Choke, he's so mad, but he won't give up that easy. Oh, he won't laugh it, he knows his own bad that he's hopes. It don't matter, he's dope, he don't matter.
Ramaswamy also suggested that viewers should seek out films like Whiplash instead of rewatching Friends as part of his critique of American culture, prioritizing mediocrity over excellence. Ann Coulter, who previously stated she would never vote for Ramaswamy because of his Indian origin, has now weighed in on the H-1B debate. Coulter argued that H-1B workers are essentially indentured servants who can't leave their sponsoring companies, unlike American workers. She implied that tech companies prefer H-1B workers for this reason, rather than for their high skills.
You are so bright and articulate, and I guess I can call you articulate since you're not an American black. Can't say that about them. That's derogatory. And that was a great opening segment. Lots of things to talk about there. Oh, and I agreed with many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian.
From the look of Trump's cabinet picks, Ann Coulter nor MAGA's vote really count anymore. The H-1B visa debate may be a smokescreen for a deeper, more sinister issue within the MAGA movement: blatant racism against Indian Americans. While some claim concerns about American jobs, the vitriol spewed by far-right figures reveals a disturbing undercurrent of xenophobia and white supremacy. Nick Fuentes, a known white supremacist, attacked J.D. Vance's wife Usha for her Indian heritage, questioning Vance's commitment to white identity. This rhetoric goes beyond policy disagreements, exposing raw racial animus.
Asian women are super intelligent, they're super smart, they're super awesome, but I wouldn't marry one because I want my kids to be white. So, it's just one of those things. It's like, what do you value? I don't know. I mean, I guess some people don't value
Laura Loomer, a far-right figure, warned of a MAGA civil war and claimed the appointment of Indian American Sriram Krishnan to Trump's team was part of an India First agenda. Does Laura's view suggest a fear of successful minorities rather than genuine H-1B visa policy concerns? Loomer and other MAGA loyalists believe all Indians smell like curry, work in contact centers, and barely speak English. Nick Fuentes and Laura Loomer's statements reveal that for some MAGA supporters, the issue isn't about visas or jobs. It's about maintaining white dominance in America. The success of Indian Americans, with their high education rates and significant contributions to tech and business, seems to trigger deep-seated racial hatred. But wait, Vivek had some very interesting views which debunk racism. Remember when Vivek said, "I'm sure the boogeyman white supremacists exist somewhere in America. I have just never met him. Never seen one." Yeah, so maybe MAGA isn't racist against Indians.
I'm sure the boogeyman white supremacist exists somewhere in America. I've just never met him. Maybe I'll meet a unicorn sooner. And maybe those exist too.
Well, according to Vivek, white supremacy does not exist. So maybe MAGA isn't racist against Indians. Could there be other reasons MAGA has come out so strongly against the visas? Many critics argue that Indian tech workers, particularly those on H-1B visas, are not as highly skilled as claimed, but are hired primarily to reduce labor costs. A report by the Economic Policy Institute revealed that major U.S. firms, including Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Apple, use the H-1B program to legally pay many workers below the local median wage. Foreign workers, especially those on visas, are more docile and less likely to complain about working conditions. An employee at the company Cognizant claimed she was deliberately excluded from team meetings and faced discrimination, with Indian managers turning their backs on her when she spoke. Increasingly, there seems to be displacement of U.S. workers. Companies have been accused of firing American workers and replacing them with H-1B visa holders, often forcing U.S. workers to train their replacements. This practice is particularly demoralizing for American workers, as they are often more skilled than their replacements. Many view it as a cost-cutting measure, rather than addressing genuine skills shortages. Many Americans have experienced working with Indians at all levels who have very poor grammar. One American recounts interviewing with the vice president of a company and not being able to understand the questions because the vice president spoke broken English. Vivek Ramaswamy's scathing critiques of American culture and its perceived academic failures have sparked significant backlash, particularly among MAGA supporters. By boldly declaring that American society has celebrated mediocrity over excellence, he opens himself up to scrutiny regarding the substantial issues facing India. If Ramaswamy feels empowered to lecture Americans on their cultural shortcomings, it invites a conversation about the stark realities of poverty and slums in India. While even the poorest neighborhoods in the U.S. offer a standard of living that many around the world would find enviable, major cities in India are often plagued by staggering poverty, slums, and systemic inequality. This disparity highlights a critical point. While Indians have come to America seeking better opportunities and freedoms that have been hard fought by previous generations, some seem to disregard the very foundation of those freedoms. There is a growing perception among some Americans that Indians are spitting in the faces of those who have fought for their rights and freedoms. The exploitation of visas by greedy CEOs who prioritize lower labor costs over fair employment practices only exacerbates this tension. This situation raises provocative questions. Are these immigrants genuinely contributing to American society, or are they simply taking advantage of a system designed to exploit cheap labor? Trump's ex-advisor, Steve Bannon, is demanding reparations for Americans competing with immigrants.
Let me repeat this. The program from top to bottom is a scam and a con. There is nothing in this program that should continue to exist. Nothing. The workers are here on this should be deported as soon as the 15 million that we're going to start deporting on the afternoon of the 20th of January. Deport them now and hire American citizens that have the same skill set. We're not asking you to go down market because you can't show examples of the high-skilled foreign workers. These are coders that are going to work for a third of the salaries and work like indentured servants. That's not American citizens. Sorry. And I think there needs to be massive reparations from the sociopathic overlords in Silicon Valley.
The former White House strategist for Donald Trump launched a scathing verbal attack on Elon Musk over the tech mogul's support for H-1B visas. The conflict highlights a growing rift within the MAGA movement regarding immigration policies. Loomer also referred to Elon Musk and other tech leaders as welfare queens, stating, "What will it signify for our country if we have a cadre of technocrats who are, in essence, welfare queens due to their companies receiving government aid, attempting to dominate our defense sector?" The recent clash over H-1B visas within Trump's MAGA coalition could potentially spark a new form of insurrection, this time aimed at Trump himself and his billionaire allies. Trump's political manipulation has long defied conventional wisdom. His ability to simultaneously court white supremacists and minority voters to win over both Wall Street and Main Street has been a masterclass in political doublespeak. Like a chameleon, he changes his colors to suit his audience, whispering promises of greatness into every ear willing to listen. As Trump prepares to take office, his cabinet selections and stance on H-1B visas have ignited a fierce debate within his coalition. The president-elect has tapped several Indian Americans for key positions. These choices, along with Trump's defense of the H-1B visa program, have sparked a heated conflict between tech industry leaders and his MAGA base. As the countdown to Trump's inauguration begins, the stakes have never been higher. Will he be able to quell the rising MAGA uproar over H-1B visas? Or are we on the brink of witnessing yet another insurrection aimed at the very man who ignited this movement? Will Trump's final decision be to order his loyalist MAGA to stand down and accept the new reality of a United States of India, where skilled immigrants are seen as vital contributors rather than competitors? Or will he stay true to his base and send the Indians packing? Please share, like, and subscribe to this channel. Please share, like, and subscribe to this channel.